Hi guys, today we're studying clubbing of income. Now, clubbing of income important is we're going to study the section 60 to 65. Okay. Now, what is clubbing of income and why it is important? Let's first understand that and then we will go into the details of it. When an individual is supposed to pay his taxes or file his return of income, he will pay the taxes and file the return of income only for the income that he has earned during the year. Obviously, you know that. So, some very intelligent and smart and over smart people, what they started doing, that देखो पैसा तो मैं कमा रहा हूँ, टैक्स भी मैं भर रहा हूँ, अब मेरे अकाउंट के बदले मेरे बच्चे के अकाउंट में आ जाए, then also it is mine only. It is one big kitty. Instead of coming in my account, it's come in my wife's account. Instead of coming in my account, it's come in my son's account. Now, what they are doing, they are transferring the income, which is ideally supposed to be their income, into someone else's income so that they can escape the tax liability. The tax liability says that if you are earning up to 2.5 lakhs a year, you don't have to pay any taxes. So, let's say my salary income is 2 lakhs and 1 lakh I am getting as my rental income. What do I tell my tenant? That listen, don't pay me 1 lakh in my account. Do one thing, you pay it in my son's account. Immediately what happens? My tax liability is 2 lakhs. My son's liability is 1 lakh. For every individual, 2.5 lakhs is exempt. So what happens? This money is now going to be tax free. Ideally, क्या होना चाहिए था? 3 लाख होता, 2 लाख मेरा जो मैं सैलरी में कमा रही हूँ और 1 लाख रेंटल इनकम से. अब क्या हो गया? कोई टैक्स नहीं कम, nobody is paying the taxes, everyone is earning income. To avoid this loss of revenue to the government, they came out with section 60 to 65 in the Income Tax Act. Now what 60 to 65 section says, that if you are earning income or if it is supposed to be your income and you have transferred it into someone else's account, it will still deem to be your income and you will still have to pay taxes. So let's see the various scenarios. Income which is transferred without transfer of assets. So क्या होगा? They have transferred the income without transfer of assets. The house is in your name. House is in the name of the owner. Rent is in the name of other person. They are saying if you do this, where is the asset? It is in the name of one person. Assessee. The rent is in the name of another person. In this case, they are saying we will still do clubbing. वो अदर पर्सन के अकाउंट में टैक्स लाइबिलिटी विल नॉट बी ऑन द अदर पर्सन, द टैक्स लाइबिलिटी विल बी ऑन द ओनर. ओके, फेयर. Next one, revocable transfer of assets. So here they are saying that your income is transferred without transfer of assets. Here it is revocable transfer. What is revocable transfer? झूठा ट्रांसफर or a false transfer. Revocable transfer is where you transfer it with a clause saying that you can take it back at any point. Now, if I transfer my house to my spouse and there is a clause over there that I can take it whenever I want, this is actually not a transfer. Do you sell your house saying that listen, I'm selling the house to you, but I can you will have to transfer it back to me? Who's going to do such a transaction? But if it is your own relative, you will be doing something like that. They are saying if it is a revocable transfer that you can take back. Revocable means you can take it back at any point. Then it is actually not a transfer. So they are saying still it will be added to your income. Though you have transferred it to someone else's, it will still be added to your income. Next one is income from assets transferred to spouse. So now they are saying if assets are transferred to the spouse, you ideally nobody takes consideration from a spouse. Okay, from your wife or from your husband you don't take consideration. Why? Because वो तुम्हारा spouse है. However, if you transfer it to your spouse, it will still be as though it is your asset and you will have to pay. Any income that you receive on that asset will still be taxed in your hands. Okay, so when there is a transfer to spouse, there will still be clubbing of income. It will still be taxed in your hands. So let's say Mr. X transfers to Mrs. X Mr. X has transferred to Mrs. X for all purposes. It will be even transfer asset किसके नाम पे, Mrs. X के नाम पे. For all purposes, who will be taxed? It will be Mr. X will be taxed. Okay. However, this is important. There will be no clubbing if it is sold. If your husband or your wife has purchased it, उसने तुमको पैसे दिए हैं. If husband and wife relationship does not exist, that means if there is a divorce, if they are living in together, then they are not husband wife. If they are just engaged, they are not husband wife. So there should not be husband wife relationship. So it could be a case of a divorce, live-in, or a divorce, or engagement. They are not husband wife. So in all these cases, they are not a spouse. Transfer is under an agreement to live apart when there is a separation. होता है ना, डिवोर्स हो गया, सेपरेशन हो गया. सो व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, यू हैव टू गिव सम एसेट टू द स्पाउस एंड से दैट नाउ गो, ये तुम्हारा एसेट है, अब तुम वहाँ रहो. सो इन दैट केस इट इज स्टिल नॉट गोइंग टू बी क्लब्ड. नेक्स्ट वन, इनकम फ्रॉम एसेट ट्रांसफर टू सन्स वाइफ. नाउ अंडरस्टैंड दिस. दिस इज अमिताभ बच्चन. अमिताभ बच्चन, उसका बेटा अभिषेक बच्चन, अभिषेक बच्चन की वाइफ ऐश्वर्या राय बच्चन. ओके, नाउ व्हाट दे आर सेइंग, इफ Amitabh Bachchan gives the asset to the son, it will still be clubbing of income. So what they are saying that we will not give to the son directly, we will give it to the son's wife. Okay, so what they do, they transfer it to the son's wife. Now even though it is transferred to Ash, the house is transferred to Ash, it will still be clubbed with tax. किसके हाथ में होगा? It will still be clubbed in the hands of Amitabh Bachchan. So income from assets transferred to son's wife. So now this is what son's wife के तुमने ट्रांसफर किया, फिर भी टैक्स तुमको ही भरना है. नेक्स्ट वन, income is not the same situation. We'll take now, if I transfer to Aishwarya, if Amitabh Bachchan transfers to Aishwarya, he will still be taxed. So instead of transferring to Aishwarya, they transfer it for the benefit of Aishwarya. So Aishwarya की company Ash Limited को transfer कर दिया. Okay, it is transferred to her only, but not directly, indirectly. It is transferred to her company. So instead of going this route, what they do, they transfer to her company. And who's getting benefit of that? Aishwarya is only going to get benefit. In that case, still it will be taxed in his hands only. Why? Because he's transferred an asset in an indirect manner. Indirect manner he has transferred the asset. And it is for the benefit of the son's wife. And there is no consideration. Aishwarya has not paid any consideration. Obviously, जैसे consideration भर दिया, it is a sale. So here it is just a transfer without adequate consideration, and that too not to her, directly to her company. It will still be taxed in his hands. Next one, when one individual is assessable in respect of income from assets transferred to person for the benefit of son's wife. So this is benefit of son's wife. Okay, अब इसका एग्जाम्पल देखो. when it is transferred to spouse, Amitabh Bachchan giving to Jaya Bachchan, it will be taxed. But now what they are saying, instead of giving to Jaya Bachchan, I am giving to Jaya Limited. इसकी ही कंपनी है. Okay, so it will still be taxed in his hand. So either you give it to, यहाँ देखो, अगर तुम spouse को दे रहे हो, see 3, 4, 5 and 6 are all related. 3 and 6 are related. ओके अगर तुमने मिसिज एक्स को दिया या मिसिज एक्स लिमिटेड को दिया, इट विल स्टिल बी टैक्स्ड इन द हैंड्स ऑफ मिस्टर एक्स. सेम थिंग अगर तुमने फोर्थ वाला देखो, यू ट्रांसफर टू सन्स वाइफ, ओके ऐश्वर्या, या ऐश की कोई कंपनी को दिया. ये है 3 और 5 आर सिमिलर एंड यहाँ 4 and 6 आर सिमिलर. सो ऐश को दिया या ऐश लिमिटेड को दिया, it is still going to be taxed in Amitabh Bachchan's hand. So 4 and 6 are also similar. Okay, same to same hai. Let's go ahead. Okay, income from self-acquired property converted into joint family property. So let's say this is my house. Co-partner क्या करता है, उसको HUF की प्रॉपर्टी बोल देता है. Co-partner talks into the HUF property. Now it is self-acquired, इसने क्या किया, बोल दिया ये HUF property है. Now if you convert the खुद का property into joint family property, it is still going to be taxed in your hands. Okay, because you are not going to take family से पैसा, वो तुमने खरीदा property, co-partner purchased it, it will still be taxed in the hands of the co-partner, because from the HUF you are not taking any money. You transferred it to HUF, but still it will be taxed in your hands. Similarly, ये उसका उल्टा है, income after partition. If converted property, that is ये जो तुमने ट्रांसफर किया था HUF ने वापस रीट्रांसफर कर दिया. Okay, now you had transferred to HUF the property, it is transferred back to the co-partner. If converted property is subsequently transferred among the family members, the income derived from such converted property received by spouse and minor children will be included in the income of transferor. तो co-partner को दिया या उसके spouse को या उसके बच्चों को, किसकी प्रॉपर्टी थी, सेल्फ अक्वायर्ड प्रॉपर्टी थी, उसने क्या किया, HUF को दे दिया. अब ये सेल्फ अक्वायर्ड प्रॉपर्टी, इफ कन्वर्टेड प्रॉपर्टी, दिस वाज कन्वर्टेड टू HUF, नाउ दिस इज नाउ गिवन बैक टू द को-पार्टनर. डायरेक्टली उसको नहीं दिया, उसके स्पाउस या चिल्ड्रन को दिया, तो भी इट विल बी टैक्स एज दो इट इज द को-पार्टनर्स प्रॉपर्टी ओनली. The income derived from such property received by spouse and minor child of the transferor will be included in the hands of the transferor. Co-partner को ही टैक्स भरना पड़ेगा. ओके, इन ऑल सिनेरियोज, चाहे वो HUF को बोले या HUF उसको वापस दे, को-पार्टनर को ही टैक्स भरना पड़ेगा. स्पाउस और चिल्ड्रन को मिला तो भी को-पार्टनर को टैक्स भरना पड़ेगा. ओके, इट इज एज दो इट इज हिज प्रॉपर्टी ओनली. नाउ नेक्स्ट लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड remuneration to spouse. You see, this is important. Now, if my spouse is working with me in my business, my spouse, just to on paper, I am showing him as an employee, okay, and I am paying, or a consultant, and I am paying a remuneration. If my spouse is not educated, skilled, talented to earn that income will be taxed in my hands. So, let's say I am already earning 2.5 lakhs a month, a year, and I say that, okay, my husband ko I will give him 2 lakhs in from my company. They are saying if your husband is not talented, skilled, doesn't have the qualification required, that 2 lakhs will be as though it is my income. तो मुझे 4.5 लाख पे टैक्स भरना पड़ेगा. Okay? See here now. And the portion of the salary, so not necessarily the entire amount. If let's say you require a CA to do a certain job and he's only a basic accountant, BCom. To the extent what a BCom can earn, he will get paid. But the excess amount that he's getting paid as the salary of a CA, he will that amount will be taxed in your hands. Okay. Now, इसके लिए condition क्या है? The spouse should not have adequate qualification, professional knowledge, etc. Also, it should be your company. That means you should have substantial interest in the company. अब दोनों Reliance में काम कर रहे हैं. I am not holding shares of, I am not Ambani's, but they are paying me money. I might earn more my spouse and I both might earn a equal salary. The salaries will not get clubbed. Why? Because there is no substantial interest in the company. Husband and wife both have substantial interest in the company. Both are receiving remuneration because of the interest. Then the remuneration of both shall be clubbed in the hands of the spouse whose income is greater before clubbing of income. Now, what is substantial interest? This is important. At least 20% equity shares or 20% ऑफ प्रॉफिट्स, दोनों में से एक होना चाहिए. ओके, नेक्स्ट वन, एनी इनकम अराइजिंग फ्रॉम द अक्यूमुलेटेड इनकम ऑफ सच प्रॉपर्टी इज इंक्लूडेबल इन द इनकम ऑफ द ट्रांसफरर. इनकम ऑन ओरिजिनल ट्रांसफर ओनली हैज़ टू बी क्लब. नाउ वो क्या बोल रहे हैं कि सिर्फ ओरिजिनल ट्रांसफर हैज़ टू बी क्लब, नॉट अक्यूमुलेटेड इनकम. मतलब उसको 2 साल से सैलरी नहीं मिली, एक साथ में मिलेगा तो एक ही बार क्लबिंग होता है, हर बार क्लबिंग नहीं होता है. Okay, so एक बार, and what do I mean by that? So monthly salary let's say is 20,000. That 20,000 is going to be clubbed. Okay, उसको रिसीव भी नहीं हुआ होगा बट उसका सैलरी, मंथली सैलरी इज ड्यू. इट विल बी क्लब्ड विथ माई इनकम. इट विल बी क्लब्ड. व्हेन ही रिसीव्स इट, इट विल नॉट बी क्लब्ड. बिकॉज वाई? व्हेन इट इज ड्यू तब तुमने क्लब कर दिया. That's what I mean, that it will, the clubbing can happen only as soon as it is due. So now if they are saying the income is clubbed, they are going further and saying that listen, loss shall also be clubbed. तो अगर profits club हो रहे हैं तो loss भी club होगा. Okay, if income of one person is clubbed in the hands of the transferor, then the tax on income from such assets shall also be demanded from the transferee. Obviously, अगर एक बार क्लबिंग हो गया तो वो क्लबिंग होने के बाद ये ट्रांसफरर से टैक्स मांगेंगे. अगर ट्रांसफरर नहीं दे रहा है, वो नहीं दे पाया है, तो ट्रांसफरी के पास जाएंगे टू कलेक्ट द टैक्स. इट कैन बी डिमांडेड फ्रॉम द ट्रांसफरी. हु इज द फर्स्ट वन लायबल टू पे द ट्रांसफरर? मेरा जो इनकम है, my spouse is working in my company, I have substantial interest in the company, I own 20% shares in the company. Now if my spouse does not have adequate qualification and he's still earning any salary, that salary will be clubbed with my salary. One, if there are any losses, the losses will also be clubbed with my losses, so I will show major losses. Okay, also if I am unable to pay the tax, okay, the transferee, that is the spouse, will have to pay the tax on it. Okay, same funda we are going to use the income of a minor child. Again this is important. Minor child को अगर कोई income दिखा रहे हो, they are saying that it will be clubbed always with the parent who is earning the higher income. क्योंकि बच्चे के नाम, बच्चा तो कमा नहीं सकता है, तो अगर दिखा रहे कि बच्चा कमा रहा है तो it will be clubbed with which parent? The one who's earning higher income. But what if the parents have separated? So then the one with whom they are staying, the minor is staying. However, again the question remains the same, that the minor should not have skill. He is not earning the money through his skill. Like for example, Dance India डांस में आके उन लोग कमाते हैं, एड्स में आते हैं, मूवीज में आते हैं. They are earning money through their own skill. Then the minor has to pay the tax. But just without any reason, रेंट इनकम कमा रहा है, तो अब रेंट में तो कोई स्किल नहीं चाहिए. कहाँ से आया? बाप ने घर लिया होगा माइनर के नाम पे, अब वहाँ से रेंट इनकम आ रहा है. दैट केस इट विल बी क्लब्ड इन द हैंड्स ऑफ द स्पाउस हु इज अर्निंग, हैंड्स ऑफ द पेरेंट हु इज अर्निंग मोर इनकम. नाउ दिस इज इम्पॉर्टेंट. whose income is greater. Okay, if the marriage does not exist, then who maintains the child? Where income is included in any such income in the shall be included in the income of the other parent. So if it is included in the hands of one parent, in the other year it can be included in the hands of the other parent. Okay, only if the assessing officer is satisfied. So you choose the parent, उसके हाथ में income club हो जाएगा. Okay, whoever is earning more income. If you want to change that, then you have to take permission from the assessing officer. Now this is important, in which cases it will not be included. अगर disability है तो, अगर disability है तो वो clubbing नहीं होगा. तुमको इनफैक्ट 1500 पर एनम का डिडक्शन मिल जाएगा, पेरेंट को मिलेगा. ओके, पेरेंट को 1500 रुपए का डिडक्शन मिल जाएगा जस्ट बिकॉज द चाइल्ड इज सफरिंग फ्रॉम डिसेबिलिटी. एंड डिसेबिलिटी है तो यू डोंट हैव टू डू क्लबिंग, वो चाइल्ड अपना टैक्स भर सकता है. इनकम ऑफ चाइल्ड ऑन अकाउंट ऑफ मैनुअल वर्क इन्वॉल्विंग स्किल, टैलेंट एक्सेट्रा, जो सब ये डांस वांस से कमाते हैं, सो दे डोंट हैव टू पे एनीथिंग. देयर इज नो क्लबिंग. If income of a child is so included, the parent shall be entitled to exemption of 1500 per month. If minor child becomes major, then the income which is accrued to him till the date he attains majority shall be clubbed. So let's say if 17 years का है, he becomes 18. Whatever is accrued to him till the age he attains majority, that amount shall be clubbed. So 17 to 18. Let's say he doesn't become on 1st April, then nobody becomes on the first day of the financial year. So till the time he turns 18, whatever is accrued, that will be clubbed. Once he becomes 18, from that date will not be clubbed. Okay, so agar wo, let's say 9 months ke baad, after the financial year starts, he becomes 18. So the first 9 months it will be accrued and it will be clubbed for 9 months. Once he becomes 18, so the remaining 3 months it will not be clubbed. Now this is dual liability of tax. Now what the income tax authority is saying, that listen, for any reason whatsoever we feel that we don't know in whose hands it is to be clubbed, because we have to do we will have to go and study further, or we have to do a scrutiny in whose hand it is to be clubbed. Is it in whose hand the income of the spouse is to be clubbed? Do we actually have to do a clubbing? Co-partner kaun hai, etc. That case, if there is a dispute for whatever reason, they are saying that we will club both the people, and then once we realize in whose hands it is to be clubbed, we will tax that person, and the other person from whom we have taken the tax, we will repay it back to them. So what the dual tax liability क्या बोलता है, that the tax on the income of the other person which has been included in the income of the assessee can be recovered either from the assessee or the other person. दोनों में से किसी के पास से. हमारे पास इतना पावर है कि हमको लग रहा है, हमें नहीं पता किसके हाथ में क्लब करना है फिलहाल के लिए. Before doing a scrutiny, we will club both, or we will club whoever we feel like. The liability of the other person is limited to the portion of the tax levied. His liability arises after service. There should be a notice of demand. Under section 154, a demand notice should come that listen, pay the tax. As soon as that comes, the assessing officer, once he sends it, you are liable to pay the tax. You can go to court and say, listen, I am not liable to pay, etc. But till that time, they are protected. Okay, so we are done with clubbing of income.